Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my continuation of my book reading of The Dangerous Game. Chapter 3: A Game of Chess. Your move, Lewis said. My move? I answered. I've just moved. No, Lewis said. I've just moved. It's your move. He pointed at the chessboard. Don't be silly, Lewis, I said sharply. I know when I moved, and I know when I haven't moved. Well, you haven't moved, and it's your move, Lewis repeated. You aren't watching the game, William. The game? I cried suddenly. Which game? Who told you about the game? What do you know about the game? I've never told anybody about the game. It's my secret, do you understand? It's my secret. Just Polly and I was shouting. I could hear my own voice. I stopped suddenly. Lewis was looking at me strangely. Is there anything you want to tell me, William? What? Is there anything that you want to tell me? There's something on your mind? There isn't anything on my mind, I said, thinking. I must be more careful. I looked up at Lewis. You're right, I said. There is something on my mind. It's this new Filbert Wiley story. It's on my mind all the time. It's a game. It's a story about a game. The game's on my mind. I'm sorry, I spoke like that a minute ago. That's alright, Lewis said kindly. Your story sounds very interesting, but now we're playing a game of chess. Yes, I must think about that, I said. And who is this Polly? Lewis asked. Polly, I cried. What do you know about Polly? Who told you about Polly? I could hear my angry voice again. I was shouting. Again, I stopped suddenly. I'm sorry, I said. You told me about Polly, William, Lewis said. A minute ago, you said. Just Polly and I, Did I say that? I asked. Yes, Lewis said. I know you very well, William. You haven't got many friends. Is this Polly a new friend? Polly is a very unusual name, isn't it? It is an unusual name, I said. I'll tell you about Polly if you want to hear about him. Polly is only a character in my new Filbert Wiley story. What sort of character? I don't know. He's a playful character. He plays all kinds of jokes. I mean, is he good or bad? Lewis asked. Oh, he's good, I said immediately. A very nice person. He's kind and funny and I like him a lot, but yes. Well, sometimes I think he's bad too. Polly's character isn't clear in my mind. Sometimes I think he's evil, you know? Very evil. Evil? But you said he's funny and kind and playful. That's an interesting point, I said. Tell me, Lewis. Can a person be evil and funny and kind and playful at the same time? What do you think? I never thought about it, Lewis said. I'll tell you about Polly if I can't, I said. I'll try to tell you. Polly. Suddenly, I heard a loud knock from upstairs. Lewis and I were in the living room. The living room is below my bedroom. The knock came from my bedroom. What's the matter, William? Lewis asked. Your face is white. You were telling me about Polly. Did you hear a knock, Lewis? I asked. Like this? I picked up a wooden chess piece and knocked on the table. Like a wooden leg on the floor. Like a man with a wooden leg. No, of course not, Lewis said. I didn't hear anything. But it came from upstairs. No, it's very quiet in here. Then I probably imagined it. Yes, Lewis answered. You imagined it. You're a writer, William, and you live in your imagination. But you must be careful. Imagination can be dangerous. In what way dangerous? Well, it can rule your life. You're working too hard. You don't go out enough. You have an uninteresting life. In the real world, I mean, you're in your study all day. You're alone in this big house. Then at night, you sleep, and the next day, you're in your study again. You need friends. You need the air and the sky and the sun. You don't live as a person, but only through your imagination. And that's dangerous because adventures in the mind can rule your life. You start to think this Polly is a real person, but he's only a character in one of your stories. He's just like Philbert Wiley. He isn't real. He doesn't exist. Oh, but he does exist. Yes, but only in your mind. So he exists and he is real. Hamlet was one of Shakespeare's characters, but he exists. He's real. Queen Elizabeth I existed. She was alive and she ruled England, but she's not more real than Hamlet. Don't you think that Hamlet is a real person? Like Queen Elizabeth was a real person? I mean, they're both real persons in our mind. And that's an interesting point, Lewis said. Things can exist in the mind or in the real world. So the characters in your story, this Polly, is real to you? And am I real to you in the same way? Right? Right, I said. I always knew you were a thinker, William, Lewis said. Now let's get back to this game of chess. It's your move. My move? I've just moved. Let's not start this again. Look, we'll go through the moves from the beginning. I'm white and you're black, right? Right. Lewis went through the game from the beginning. We both moved 14 times, Lewis said. I'm white, so I moved first. Now I've just moved again. That's the 15th move, and it's your move. I looked at the chessboard hard for a long time. You're right, I said. I wasn't watching the game. Yes, I told you that, Lewis answered. Your mind on other things. Well, I'm looking at the game now, and I don't like it. It's gone wrong. Not for me, but for you, Lewis said. Yes, I answered. Something's wrong, very wrong. I can't do anything about it. I've moved my king. Lewis immediately moved his queen. He picked up the big wooden chess piece and put it down hard on the chessboard. It hit the board with a loud knock. You can't move anymore, or anywhere, Lewis said loudly. I'm afraid you've lost the game. I looked at the chessboard. You're right, I said. I can't move the king anywhere. You didn't play very well, Lewis said. You didn't play your usual game. I know, I answered. Do you know why? Lewis asked. No, why? Tell me. Because your mind wasn't on the game. Your mind was on this character, Polly. I didn't win. Polly won. How? Because he rules your mind. Thinkers and writers must live, too. Their ideas mustn't rule their lives. You're right, Lewis, I said. Lewis looked at his watch. He said. It's 10 to 12. It's late. I must go. He got up. Thanks for the game, William. Good night, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, Lewis, I said. Good night. I got up and suddenly knocked the chessboard off the table. It hit the floor. The pieces went across the room. You've really lost the game now, Lewis laughed. And that was the end of chapter 3. a game of chess. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.